Now we look at the stories in detail. Zimbabwe's steel production has increased over the years, with the steel manufacturing firm Dinson Iron and Steel Company in Manise exporting its products into the region, while the local market has enjoyed its fair share of supplies for all infrastructure-related projects. The milestone is in line with President Emmerson Mnangagwa's vision to reindustrialize the local economy.
This is the kind of production that is being carried out in Zimbabwe, as Dinson and Iron Steel Company is producing 600,000 tons of steel annually. And this kind of investment is being credited to the Second Republic with its investment attractive policies, which has seen this company exporting tons of steel to the region.
The market of steel is plenty. We have the local market as well as regional market. For steel billets and pig iron, our market is in South Africa, and our rebars, the market in Zimbabwe is huge. But we are also exporting regional, where we are exporting to Zambia, Tanzania, DRC, even South Africa with our deformed bars.
The massive investment by the Iron and Steel Company has seen a multiple effect in terms of downstream industries, creating employment opportunities for thousands of people. Hence, the increase in production of steel here in Manise, who see Zimbabwe being recognized on the international platform.
In terms of our installed capacity of our blast furnace, we are looking at 600,000 metric tons per year. And actually, we have started the full production, full capacity, and that is what we are producing. And in terms of our production, we have finished our phase one, which is where we are saying we are producing 600,000 metric tons of carbon steel.
The Second Republic has created a conducive investment environment, which has been put to good use by Dinson and Iron Steel Company, and many more companies are enjoying such benefits.
In keeping with my administration's focus on professionalism and high work ethic, the implementation of this strategy will be anchored on stakeholder participation, value for money, and a timely delivery of impactful results. All public institutions are challenged, therefore, to develop and ensure service delivery standards that suit our unique local realities, while also dovetailing with global best practices. Through this commitment, my government assures citizens of timely, people-centered, and a quality service delivery, befitting an empowered and a prosperous upper middle-income society. In line with our Zimbabwe's Open for Business drive, the NDS2 will continue to advance reforms aimed at enhancing competitiveness and reducing the cost as well as the complexity of doing business.
This is what I'm seeing here, a huge production that is taking place at Manise. And this steel is being used across the country. Besides the existence of a huge export market, it is being used for the construction of dams, the construction of all infrastructure projects that are taking place in Zimbabwe. Bruce Chawanda, ZTC News, Manise.
In other news, the acting president, Colonel retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi, has consoled the Ngarava family following the death of Brigadier General retired Matthias Tizirai Ngarava on the 25th of this month. In a statement, Colonel retired Mohadi described Brigadier General retired Ngarava as a brave son of the soil who abandoned his secondary education to join the liberation struggle when he crossed into Mozambique in 1976. He said the late demonstrated discipline and commitment in the line of duty and was sent to Syria for further training in 1979. Colonel retired Mohadi added that due to his immense military contribution to the liberation struggle of Zimbabwe, Brigadier General retired Ngarava was awarded various medals during his illustrious career as a soldier. He also added that the late Brigadier General retired Ngarava's values and sacrifices must remain a great inspiration for all Zimbabweans to always cherish their country's sovereignty.
Meanwhile, the late Brigadier General retired Matthias Tizirai Ngarava has been declared a national hero.
Delivering the news at the family home in Chinhoyi this morning, the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jennifer Mswere, said President Emmerson Mnangagwa accorded a national hero status on the late Brigadier General retired Ngarava for his distinguished service to the country.
Ngarava declared national hero na president. Dirusoku ratatitiwe naro tisokuziwisai kuno kuMashonaland West province. Comrade Ngarava wanga vari murwiri werusungu after independence wakaseva zvakare muchiuto zvakanaka vakontributa kudevelopment yenyika. Ndiwo masoko atafamba tiwe kutaurirai danho ratorwa nemutungamiriri wenyika wagara nemakurukota avo kuti waite decision national hero status.
ZANU-PF Politburo member and Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, thanked President Mnangagwa for the honor bestowed on the hero, family and Mashonaland West Province.
Ndoda kutanga nekutenda on behalf of Mashonaland West Province. Minister vambotenda zvavo, asi ndoda kutenda kuti tinotenda President neruremekedzo rwatapiwa wekuti Brigadier General Ngarava vaitwe national hero.
Family representative Mr. Emmanuel Ngarava echoed the same sentiments.
As a family, we are happy. Neruremekedzo ratapiwa kuti baba vangu vachiradzikwa panzvimbo inoradzikwa magamba eZimbabwe. Tinotenda zvikuru semhuri.
Brigadier General retired Ngarava was born on 27 March 1959 in Chivi. He joined the liberation struggle in 1976, stationed at Chibawawa refugee camp in Mozambique before being sent to Syria in 1979 for further training. The late cadre operated in the Gaza province until independence in 1980 and was attested into the Zimbabwe National Army ZNA, rising through the ranks until his retirement. Brigadier General retired Ngarava is survived by his wife Loveness Ngarava, 6 children and 7 grandchildren. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chinhoyi.
We move on to other news where Tendai Munengwa reports on how government has procured a cotton oil expression plant that will be installed in Gokwe and set the tone for rural industrialization in the cotton-producing districts.
There's been a decline, sadly, in the volume of cotton production produced because of various challenges, inclusive of the poor payment by the major actor, which is COTCO. But we are working with COTCO to enable it to be able to pay farmers on time and pay at internationally accepted prices. But we also want to see more value addition and beneficiation happening within the cotton sector in rural areas. And it is in this regard that we actually will be seeing in 2026 COTCO establishing an oil seeds expression plant at Gokwe and hopefully be able to replicate that to Checheche, to Mzarabani, so that communities where that produce cotton begin to see value just beyond selling land. Certainly value addition and beneficiation is key, and that is why as one of the 10 pillars of the agriculture, food systems and rural transformation strategy 2, which is now in NDS 2, we have said we want aggregation, value addition and beneficiation and rural industrialization. In fact, the philosophy that agricultural development will lead to rural industrialization, which will lead to development and catalyzing the attention of Vision 2030 is the ethos that we are using. So we wanted to see value addition and beneficiation in the communal areas, at village business units. We want to see processing of traditional grains. We want to see processing of maize, of wheat, and so much. And the cabinet and the president, in his wisdom, formed a dedicated cabinet committee on rural development to spearhead this effort, and we are working very closely with the relevant ministries and actors.
Zimbabwe and Zambia have approved a public-private model and the establishment of a resource mobilization committee in order to fast-track the implementation of the Batoka Gorge hydroelectric scheme on the Zambezi River. This is about 47 kilometers downstream from Victoria Falls.
In a communique issued this Monday at the close of the 43rd Zambezi River Authority Council of Ministers meeting held in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe and Zambia revised the funding model for the Batoka Gorge hydroelectric scheme to a public-private partnership arrangement. The meeting deliberated on and received updates on key bilateral matters, including the prevailing hydrological situation on the Zambezi River,
the adoption of the public-private partnership model, and approved $220 million equity contribution to each government, including exploration of equity partnerships to enhance bankability. This allocation will be for the Batoka Gorge hydroelectric scheme dam construction for the budget cycle beginning 2026 over flexible timelines.
The Council of Ministers also resolved to accelerate resource mobilization for the project.
COM also noted the establishment of the Resource Mobilization Committee, whose objective is to raise funds for the publicly owned dam infrastructure component of the project. The resource mobilization efforts will be spearheaded by ministers responsible for finance.
Progress on the implementation of the more than $4 billion United States Batoka Gorge hydroelectric scheme has been slow, with the updating of engineering feasibility and environmental studies still underway. The project, first conceived in 1972 following a comprehensive study commissioned by the Central African Power Corporation, a predecessor of the Zambezi River Authority, is expected to generate 2,400 megawatts of electricity to be shared equally between Harare and Lusaka. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Now, stakeholders in the transport sector are calling for intensified efforts to reduce road carnage following revelations that 100 people perished in road traffic accidents recorded during the current festive season.
The recent statistics are released by the Zimbabwe Republic Police with regards to road traffic accidents, injuries and deaths that occurred from the 15th to the 26th of this month leaves more questions than answers as to what needs to be done to address road carnage and fatalities.
Donzo rehurumende nderekuti ma-accidents adzike ne-50% kusvika pana 2030. Saka tiri kuona kuti ma-human errors ari kuramba achiwanda. Reports dzatiri kuwana dzinoti idzo 94% yema-accidents anokonzerwa nema-errors ema-drivers, count recklessness yema-drivers. Saka tinofanira kuita zvakawanda kuramba tichikurudzira ma-drivers kuti vasamhanye. Kumhanya handiko kusvika.
Ma-drivers anofanira kuwana nguva yekuresta. Chechipiri, drivers should not overspeeding. Chechitatu, maroads edu muri kuziva mazuva anaya makafanana nemahighways ndo muri kunyanya kuitika maaccidents. Maroads edu anaka. Saka chasara ndechekuti munhu wese ngaachienda through defensive driving course. Azive kuti chii chinonzi kudriver.
Out of the 100 people killed in these road traffic accidents, 37 were pedestrians.
Madriver has kutedzera mutemo pa zebra crossing. Vanoti kana vanhu vachidarika havamiri vanongomhanya vachipfuura.
Munhu kana achifamba mutauni unobvisa ma-earphones kuitira because safety yako inoincluda iwe na drive.
Izvezvi apapa inini tinotori naidhea kutaura seFootbridge pana kuita kuti vanhu vasatsikwa everyday.
Kune akatofa ndakatarisa inini arohwa nemota akaisa ma-earphones munzeve. Please tokumbira wanisa ma-earphones munzeve, musasa ma-earphones munzeve zvine tsaona.
Dai madriver wazamawo kuti kana achinge atsika munhu omira obatsirikana kuti munhu yomutora nyanya kuchipatara.
The statistics highlight a critical need for a shift in how road safety is managed and enforced.
The issues really relate in an a la carte of problems that we need to look at to resolve some of these issues. And particularly where we are talking about human element or human error. An error is classified as an error, but to us it's human negligence. That's simply what it is now, because we meet some of these issues on the roads when we drive through.
These statistics suggest that there is an urgent need to intensify enforcement and compliance. Otherwise, the festive season will continue to be a period of mourning rather than celebration. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
The Museum of African Liberation is fast becoming a tourism destination in Harare, captivating both local and international visitors. The museum stands as a powerful testament to the transformation of the national heritage into a premier asset.
Visitors at the Museum of African Liberation, History, Heritage Village and the Liberation City are excited about developments currently underway.
This is one of the best museums I have ever visited, and I hope others will come and visit it soon.
What we have learned now as far as the Liberation City, the city is concerned or village is concerned, is that as Africans, we should never forget about where we came from.
Zimbabwe strides towards becoming an iconic destination for both tourism internationally and locally, has been championed by the Museum of African Liberation, Heritage Village and the Liberation City as a top destination in Harare, encouraging both international and local travelers to experience true Zimbabwean stories.
The Liberation City becoming a premier tourist destination should be understood from the context that it was a dump site, and this has been a story of the transformation of a dump site into a destination and creating value, unlocking value from our history, from our culture, from our heritage.
The developments made at the Museum of African Liberation, History, Heritage Village and the Liberation City are a testament toward the Second Republic's attainment of Vision 2030, where Zimbabwe seeks to become an upper middle income society. And this landmark establishment here also holds itself as a jewel towards tourism as a sacred destination right here in the nation's capital. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
You can get that story and a lot more on our website. That's www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also get to contribute to all our bulletins by sending us your feedback or interacting with us via our social media platforms. That is our X handle, our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel, or under the banner ZBC News Online.
And still ahead on the main news, Zimbabwe's industrial sector posts stellar performance in 2025 under the National Development Strategy 1. And in sport, Warrior supporters expressed disappointment over the team's early AFCON exit. All this after the break. Stay with us.
Off 2026 with a cultural escape like no other. This 1st of January 2026, New Year celebrations come alive at Baradzano Cultural Village, Mazoe, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. with bold heritage, rich Zimbabwean flavors and unstoppable vibes as Tamin Moyo, Fendi Nandi and Ja Praiser light up the stage. Culture loud, music alive, Zimbabwe in motion. Free entry. Start the new year the Zimbabwean way. Experience it. Zimbabwe, inaka yedu, ilifa letu. Our heritage. Experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off, my price, my driver, and pay for just one seat. Share rides your way.
Heritage-based curriculum.
Ziva kwakabva, ziva kwauri kuenda, kuenda umbangu, kudzoka umbangu.
Embracing the heritage-based curriculum framework 2024 to 2030 to produce citizenry with relevant pragmatic schemes, applied knowledge, values and dispositions for national development through STEM. Science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Our education, our innovation, our industrialization, our national development.
Whether you're scaling up or ready to go global, we are here to help with finance, contacts and advice, smart banking tools and our Pan-African network. You can thrive faster with us. Discover a better way to grow at ecobank.com/commercial. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
This is your traffic and road safety highlight with some valuable road safety tips for the rainy season. Reduce your speed to match the road conditions. Shift into a low gear to maintain control on slippery roads and avoid hard braking. Gradually slow down instead of sudden braking. Remember, safety first. Exercise extra caution during rainy conditions to ensure your safety and the safety of others on the road. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe in collaboration with Zinara.
Put your safety first. There is no second chance.
You're watching the main news on ZBC. Thank you for staying with us. We now cross over to Arthur Evans, who is at Montrose in Bulawayo. Good evening, Arthur.
Thank you so much, Mona Lisa. Our attention goes further south, where government's infrastructural development drive has seen Beitbridge town attracting major investments, hence expansion of its central business district.
Beitbridge town is experiencing unprecedented expansion amid increased investment in infrastructure.
The expansion of the CBD will give new investors new opportunities to establish their businesses. So we need to see a better quality built environment in those new areas. So when the new areas are developed, it means that we'll see new life there. We expect to see modern buildings and also better outdoor places like streetscapes, things like squares where people can use it. The outdoor must also be improved in that area.
A lot of benefits are going to come around for us. The extension means that more opportunities will come by. It's also an opportunity for new entrepreneurs to come into the fold because there's new ideas and new businesses. It also helps us to innovate and grow so that we don't just remain the small Beitbridge community.
The expansion will position Beitbridge town as a hotspot for both large and small businesses.
We want people to do at least 3 to 4 story buildings. So it's going to be very modern buildings that we want to put up there. In terms of just changing the lives of people in the town, is that we're going to put something very modern, something that is accessible, because that area is so accessible to both sides of the town. We expect that it will boost the economy of the town. We expect that it will boost the image of the town. We expect that we will have a new area where people can see modernity in Beitbridge.
The expansion comes at a time the Second Republic set the tone for investment in the town by modernizing the border post and implementing several infrastructure projects, including the civil servants housing scheme. Aifeli Mudau, ZBC News, Beitbridge.
Such infrastructure developments are no surprise under the Second Republic, who has been credited for creating a conducive climate through implementation of ease of doing business reforms, which have seen a growing number of locals investing in various sectors of the economy, thereby contributing to employment creation and improved community livelihoods.
Mr. Against Chiteme of Mashingo is among several indigenous business people who took advantage of the enabling economic environment created by the Second Republic in 2025 by establishing a service station and a retail complex in Rujeko suburb. The project, commissioned on Monday, has created employment for more than 30 local residents while improving access to essential services in the area.
Nokutenga kwandakaita nzvimbo inei zvakaita kuti tibetsereke kuvaka zvandakavaka neservice station ndivake kuti ndivake ndandisingakwanisi kuivaka nokuti mari ndandisina yakanyatsokwana asi nehurumende yakatibetsera kuti tirerutsirwewo kumalicense nekui zvakaita kuti malicense adzike.
Government reaffirmed its commitment to promoting local investments as a key driver of economic growth and sustainable development.
Masvingo ndeimwe province yabenefita zvizhinji muzvirongwa zveSecond Republic zvebudiriro kupfurikidza neinfrastructure development yatiri kuona migwagwa, mabridge, filling stations, mahospital makuru, private hospitals, shopping mall akawanda avakwa muprovince yeMasvingo, muprovince ino yeMasvingo. Saka tinotenda president kuti munhu wagadzira nyika ino kuti vane simba rokunge vachizvishandira through zviwanikwa zvemuno munyika vakwanise kuita kuti nyika yedu ibudirire.
The political and church leadership which attended the event also urged more locals to seize available opportunities and actively participate in national development.
Wamkana wedisi vanhu vatema ngatisunungukei ndozvokutaurwa napresident kuti imimi vanhu vatema itai muite mari kwete kungota ruzha kwamuri ikoko tishandire mhuri dzedu tisimudzire nyika yedu nokuti tisi vavaki venyika saka uyai tivake nyika yedu.
Havachanetseki vachienda kure kwaenda kundotsvaga fuel uye namama-investments akasiyana-siyana ari kuitwa nemalocals kunyanya vana vomuzimbabwe nevamwe vanobvawo kunze vamunangagwa vari kuti Zimbabwe is open for business.
Modern complex filling station yedu yaiswa panapa kuti zvirerutsire vagari vemusha uno nevagari vemuno Masvingo kuti vawane mafuta padhuze nekugadzirisa zveissue yeemployment kumayouth emuno muward 7 kuti vakuwana mabasa.
Through sustained ease of doing business reforms and increased local participation in investment, the Second Republic continues to lay a solid foundation for inclusive economic growth and improved livelihoods across communities. Mace Martina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
From new infrastructure to new investment opportunities to new schooling concepts, low-cost boarding schools are transforming the learning environment in rural areas, with Markwe Secondary School in Chimanimani among the new concept success stories.
The low-cost boarding facility at Markwe Secondary School in Chimanimani has improved the learning outcomes for learners, particularly adolescents, girls and young women who previously had to walk long distances to attend classes. The facility, which currently accommodates 57 learners, has enabled students to benefit from extended study hours.
Taifamba makilometers akati rebei tichiuya kuchikoro zvaizokonzeresa kuti vana vaite early child marriages. And panapa study 3 hours. Saka tichistudy 3 hours zvinoita kuti tipase.
Boarding iri kutibatsira zvakanyanyisa nekuti taifamba long distance kubva kumba tazoshaiwa mukana wekuverenga.
Isu pano paboarding mabasa emaoko atinodzidziswa kurima, kubika nekufuya zvifuyo. Vamwe vana vasaikwanisa kurima izvozvo vakwanisa kurima.
The initiative, funded by the Global Fund in partnership with the National AIDS Council NAC and implemented by Plan International, is designed to reduce learners' exposure to HIV and social vices such as child sexual exploitation.
The purpose of this sustainable and affordable boarding facility is to provide safe accommodation to adolescent girls and young women
who would travel long distances to come to school.
Before construction of this boarding facility, we had challenges of bush boardings. Thereby, the spreading of HIV and AIDS was very prevalent in this area, since some of our kids were lodging behind shops.
Se district tinoshuvira kuti program yakadai ngaispread isvike pachikoro chimwe nechimwe. Tingafara nekuti teta kuziva kuti vana vedu, especially vanasikana vedu, vanzvengana nezvikanganiso kukurumidza kuroorwa nguva isati yakwana.
For both parents and education authorities, the Makwe boarding facility is a step forward in eliminating structural barriers to education for rural learners.
Well, they say necessity is the mother of all invention, and that is such a case in our previous story. Speaking of necessities, we need to take a break, but we will be back with more main news after this. Stay with us.
Guided by the policy direction of His Excellency, the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development has placed ambulances at major accident hotspots for the festive season. If you need emergency help, call Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe on 0772 922 623 or toll free 991 or 591. Ambulances from Discovery Ambulance and Highway Emergency Medical Services are stationed in Masvingo, Matebeleland, Manicaland, Mashonaland East, Midlands, and Mashonaland West, ready to rush you to safety. Road safety is my responsibility and yours too. Drive safe, stay alert, and remember, help is just a call away. This festive season, protect yourself and your loved ones, because every life matters. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development and the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first. There is no second chance.
Babe, we're getting late.
I'm coming.
That glance is a choice. That text can wait. Don't let a text rewrite your story. Silence your phone, protect your journey, and do not text and drive. This message is brought to you by Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe in collaboration with Portras.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off, my price, my driver, and pay for just one seat. Share rides your way.
That's how we take Saucy Platinum. Any questions?
The new KFC Next DC meal available now.
Kick off 2026 with a cultural escape like no other. This 1st of January 2026, New Year celebrations come alive at Baradzano Cultural Village, Mazoe, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. with bold heritage, rich Zimbabwean flavors, and unstoppable vibes as Tamin Moyo, Fendi Nandi, and Ja Praiser light up the stage. Culture loud, music alive, Zimbabwe in motion. Free entry. Start the new year the Zimbabwean way. Experience it. Zimbabwe, inaka yedu, ilifa letu. Our heritage. Experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition. Everything.
So here they come for the opening game, and away we are here at the African Cup of Nations.
Join our family meeting from the 25th
1st of December to the 18th of January. Purchase a decoder for $30. AFCON 2025, live on SuperSport.
Welcome back. You watch the main news on ZBC. Environment experts and the youth have called for inclusion on the current discussions of the Climate Change Management Bill.
Zimbabwe, like many developing countries, is vulnerable to climate change. This year, government approved the Climate Change Management Bill, a milestone legislative framework targeting to enhance and coordinate adaptation and mitigation measures across the country. Christabel Miribidi is a climate and environment advocacy leader and says while the bill is historic, it should be flexible in its consideration on the youth dividend and gender.
You realize that sometimes some people are not involved in this climate space, not because they don't want to, but because of lack of knowledge. And our court, Nelson Mandela, always says that education is one of the most powerful weapons that we can use to change the world. So if we have this fund also coming in to allow for youth to express themselves, then we know that we can have youth coming up with a way to break down this information, because information dissemination is very crucial. They can package it in such a manner that is understandable and relatable.
Environment experts and legislators also concur that Climate Change Management Bill is a critical legal instrument that will provide a unified structure to coordinate climate change responses.
Let it pass through the test of inclusivity, the constitutionality, agenda lenses, ease of doing business in line with the mantra that Zimbabwe is driving.
Next year we are going to debate the bill in terms of insurance. We can't talk of business without insurance. We can't talk of climate, environment and climate change without insurance. So the issue of insuring in the bill is very important.
The bill is reflective to government's commitment to boosting climate resilience, ensuring low carbon emissions and enhancing adaptive capacity within communities. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
From that report by Theophilus Chuma, let's now talk business. Now, the year is almost at an end, and 2025 was characterized by a stellar industry performance sustained by growth in various sectors of the economy, such as manufacturing, agriculture, mining and tourism, and the success of the National Development Strategy 1. Now let's hear our business reporter, Hoy Mandova, as he gives us the details onto that story.
The economy is expected to end on a high note if statistics are anything to go by. Results released by Zimsted showed that the economy grew by 9.64% in the third quarter of this year, compared to about 2.2% in the corresponding period last year, sustained by growth in sectors such as agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and tourism. Agriculture remains the backbone of the country's economic growth, as manifested by the record-breaking output in tobacco. The 350 million kilograms of the golden leaf attained this year amounted to sales of more than $1.2 billion, increasing the country's foreign currency circulation. Grain such as wheat and maize, the country recorded some output, which also reduced the dependency on imports, as well as increasing the country's agricultural value chain. The manufacturing industry continues on a growth trajectory, as shown by increased investment by several firms, especially in the fast-moving consumer goods. One of the industrial giants, National Foods, increased their capacity by investing more than $20 million in new product lines. Companies such as Proton and Baker's Inn in the bread-making industry also introduced new lines in a show of confidence in the economy. In the mining sector, the country is expected to earn more than $4 billion from gold exports alone. The country surpassed its 40-ton gold output only in November, showing increased confidence in the mining sector, regardless of softening of prices in other key commodities such as lithium, chrome, as well as platinum group metals. The tourism sector is also on a strong recovery path, as shown by increased figures of tourists coming back to Zimbabwe, leveraging on the improving aviation infrastructure, with one of the leading magazines in the world, the Forbes magazine, adjudging Zimbabwe as one of the favorable destinations for tourism in the world. The year was also significant for the private sector, as the Treasury heeded some of their concerns in order to reduce the cost of doing business. Treasury introduced the reforms in various sectors of the economy in order to slash levies and other related costs in terms of running and also launching businesses. This is huge in order to entrench a private sector-led economy. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
We now look at what's happening in the arts sector, where Harare is set to host what is being billed as the biggest musical event of the year, as superstars Winky D and Ja Praiser unite to headline the One Big Party concert at the Glamis Arena on New Year's Eve.
The biggest event for the year will be taking place right here at the Glamis Arena on the 31st of December, where Winky D and Ja Praiser will be headlining the One Big Party right here in the nation's capital. Performances are also expected from a whole host of performers during the course of the night, and it truly seems like it's going to be a night to remember.
For me, it's a show not to miss. An event with the two gods, Winky D and Ja Praiser. Surely, in terms of security, the event, Panama two gods, but believe me, these guys are not competing, but they are complementing each other. We are one family, so let's come and enjoy.
Appreciating the excitement towards this event, one can't help but wonder who, Winky D or Ja Praiser?
Ja Praiser, ndani kachiremera Winky D. Ingaonesa unoziva kuti Ja Praiser anofarira nyika yese. Nemachembere nevana nemababy ese uko.
Unoziva kuti Winky D is the greatest of all times. Saka I believe that a lot of people mangwana nongwachimanya na Winky D.
Me support Winky D because he is our father, baba vedu.
Ja Praiser. Nekuti anongoimba zvanongofarira so. Just maimbiro ake angori fluent.
Well, I guess the jury is out on who the GOAT is between Winky D and Ja Praiser. But one thing is certain, the One Big Party definitely does promise to be one of the biggest events taking place during the course of 2025. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
The smile and excitement on Farai Gwaze's face. You can almost guess that he has a VVIP ticket ready for that showpiece. And if you've been following the build-up to this One Big Party, you all know that discussions have been online. Who is going to perform first? And Mona Lisa, what do you think?
May the record show that I have refused to answer this question on national television, lest I'll be trolled on social media.
It's almost the 31st. We have to wait and see. The main news takes a short break. We'll be back with more.
Whether you're scaling up or ready to go global, we are here to help with finance, contacts and advice, smart banking tools and our Pan-African network. You can thrive faster with us. Discover a better way to grow at ecobank.com/commercial. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off, my price, my driver, and pay for just one seat. Share rides your way.
Festive is here, Shah. First Street lights up, and suddenly the vibe is back. It stretches from Harare to Hollywood, even to Old Trafford. Jesse Gilles Festive. All I want this festive season? The stories that keep us hooked. The ngoma, the rhythm, the laughter, the drama, the goals, the world-class entertainment that brightens up the holidays for the whole family. All I want is DSTV.
Kick off 2026 with a cultural escape like no other. This 1st of January 2026, New Year celebrations come alive at Baradzano Cultural Village, Mazoe, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. with bold heritage, rich Zimbabwean flavors, and unstoppable vibes as Tamin Moyo, Fendi Nandi, and Ja Praiser light up the stage. Culture loud, music alive, Zimbabwe in motion. Free entry. Start the new year the Zimbabwean way. Experience it. Zimbabwe, inaka yedu, ilifa letu. Our heritage. Experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
Welcome back. We now take a look at our sports news. Local football fans have expressed disappointment following the Warriors' early exit from the Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. The Warriors lost by 3-2 to neighbours South Africa in the final Group B match, which was played last night to end the group with just a point. We get more from the following report where Anashe Murombedzi was on the streets of Harare speaking to the public.
The pain lingers for Zimbabwe football fans. The 3-2 loss to South Africa in yesterday's Group B match was a harsh reminder of the Warriors' ongoing struggles, with the 2 decades having passed since their AFCON debut in 2004. The Warriors' 6th appearance ended in a group stage heartbreak, with the chances squandered and history beckoning. Their non-ghost continues to haunt them, with a no-knockout stage breakthrough yet. Tawanda Maswani says brilliance was not enough as South Africa's late penalty sealed Zimbabwe's exit. Now, the fans are left wondering, where do the Warriors go from here?
Just need to revamp in the national team, because the major problems that we had in our defense is not coming from the new breed, it's coming from old horses. It's better to retire these old ones and focus on grooming the young players who can give us better results.
What was the point of putting knowledge just for a few minutes and substituting when he was performing? And Nakamba was just fine being the captain, but he was not active like what we expect. We need an investment in terms of like 3 years. A contract, so that at least a coach have to have the philosophy of what we need to achieve.
It's painful kuti isusu takabuda zvedu pama stages atasina kutarisira hatinakwanisa kuenda past ma group stages, but tine zvakawandawo zvatinototarisa ma positives atakatoonawo pa tournament ipapapa. Totanga nema score lines. Ma score lines acho anga encouraging, especially tatamba nema teams ma heavyweights em continent akaita kunga na Egypt. Tino consider late goal that consider 90 plus. It's really very encouraging kuti tinenge tichiona kuti vakomana vedu vari kutamba. Takatarisa team yedu futi yatinayo yetimu yevafana yatinayo vane zvakawanda zvavakatodzidza pairi.
Vakomana vakatamba zvavo but asi zvatanga takatarisira. Vakomana kana vari kunze vanotamba bhora rinyatsodadisa asi kana vauya kumusha hamenochicha vanoita.
Well, there you have it. We had to get into the streets of Harare to hear the owners of the game speak their mind. Mostly you might know them as the 12th man, and their heart bleeds for the Warriors' struggles. And I got to notice as I was in the streets of Harare that I was the odd one out wearing the jersey of the Warriors, but it's a sense of patriotism. So Zimbabwe finished at the bottom of Group B with a solitary point, courtesy of their 1-0 draw against Angola. And Egypt, they topped at the Group B with the 7 points, just a point ahead of South Africa. And the Pharaohs and the Bafana, they have advanced to the round of 16.
Meanwhile, sports analysts are of the view that Zimbabwe's preparations for the AFCON tournament were a recipe for disaster.
First and foremost, I think football as a sport, it requires a serious investment, be it cash, time, and commitment. So surely if you look at the Zimbabwean team, we have gone there for this is the 6th time if I'm not mistaken, and then you'd realize that the first time it was Chitsambo in 2004. He took us back, I think again, that was 2007, was it 2017? No, 2017 I think it was Pasua. So you'd realize that all these coaches every time when they go there, the coach who starts the campaign for the country, 90% of the time, he's not the coach who takes us to the competition.
It's quite painful when I look at it because, you know, I look at all the 3 matches and I realize that we could have won all the 3 matches with a bit of luck. They say fortune favors the brave. I think we're not brave enough. We didn't believe that we could make it because against Egypt in the first match, we at least could have got a point in that match. Yes, we lost, but I think we deserved more than just a point or that defeat. Against Angola, we should have won that game. Clearly, we're better than Angola in all the aspects. Then the last game against South Africa, all the 3 goals that we conceded, we gifted South Africa the 3 goals, and then we fought hard for our goals. So I realized that in all the 3 matches that we played, we could have got more than the points that we got. So it's quite unfortunate, it's quite sad that we are now exiting the tournament, but having put up such good performances.
The Warriors' latest fall at the AFCON means they have failed to go past the group stages for the 6th time since they made an appearance in Tunisia in 2004.
Meanwhile, Zimbabwe head coach Marian Maranika has praised the attitude and commitment of his players at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, insisting the Warriors showed the right mentality even as their campaign ended at the group stage in Morocco.
Well, probably those that actually are a bit more accustomed with my philosophy, we have 5 pillars. We have technical attributes, we have tactical attributes, we have physical attributes, we have mental attributes and social attributes. And I think in a way, what actually the difference where it tipped the balance was particularly the mental attributes on us, which actually mental is very, very large. It's not only, you know, like psychological. It's also players sometimes to be calm under pressure, sometimes, you know, decision making, sometimes is, you know, just to communicate a bit more, sometimes it's a little bit into, you know, being calm and composed and be a little bit better organized in what they want to do, particular, for example, in, let's say, in their heads, if you want to put it. So this way to know exactly what to do, and this way you're going to be making a decision quicker, and you'll apply the technique quicker, and the tactical, you're going to position yourself better. So this way, you probably miss out to make mistakes or error, because there are 2 types: making mistakes, like tactically, or making error, which actually sometimes is happened. You know, players will make errors. You know, they try to do good things, and sometimes, let's say, miskick the ball or whatever. So from that point of view, I think on the mental corner, mental aspect, we need to work a lot, and as I said, you know, that has to be done from grassroots to the Premier League, you know, PSL.
There are developments on the local football scene, and a 2-time Premier Soccer League winning coach Tonderai Ndiraya has joined Bulawayo-based side Chicken Inn. Ndiraya, who won back-to-back premiership titles with Zimbabwe in 2024 and Scotland this year, has joined the Gamecocks on a 3-year contract. The Bulawayo-based side confirmed the development through a press statement, adding that Ndiraya will be assisted by Nason Muchekela as well as Fortune Ngube. The 2024 and 2025 Coach of the Year left Scotland at the end of the 2025 season after making history by becoming the first Zimbabwean coach to win the 2 league titles in a row with 2 different clubs. He was replaced in Scotland by Norman Mapeza.
Meanwhile, the government is pushing ahead with sports infrastructure development after it secured land for a new multi-purpose facility. The Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Lieutenant General retired Honorable Sanyatwe, confirmed the development, emphasizing the importance of public-private partnerships in the success of these projects.
The thrust of the government is that we should avail the sporting facilities and decentralize the construction of these facilities to the grassroots, preferably to the provinces, not forgetting long-term to the districts. So for now, yes, we have secured a piece of land to construct a multi-purpose stadium or sporting facility in Highgreen. I should be very thankful to the local authorities who, through the leadership of the mayor, who then had to pass a resolution in the full council meeting for the purposes for us to secure the land. And for now, we are in the process of identifying potential individuals or companies to partner with.
That's all we had for sports news. Let's now take a look at the weather report and forecast.
Good evening, Zimbabwe. It's time for your weather news. We had isolated thunder showers yesterday across much parts of the country, with Wange recording the highest amount of 24 millimeters, 19 Belvedere Harare, 15 in Karoi, and 14 Buffalo Range. Now today, mostly cloudy and mild conditions prevailed in the morning. However, it became cloudy and warm by the afternoon in most areas, with isolated thunder showers in Harare and all Mashonaland provinces. And we are expecting these weather conditions to persist through Thursday, with mostly cloudy conditions over the northern areas of the country, while mostly sunny in the morning with partly cloud conditions prevailing during the afternoon. Isolated showers are still expected over the northern parts of Zimbabwe. Tonight, we're expecting mild conditions to prevail throughout the night, with mostly clear skies over the southern parts, while the northern should be cloudy with chances of isolated showers in Harare Metropolitan as well as Mashonaland East. Tomorrow, mostly clear over much parts of the southern areas of Zimbabwe, with cloudy conditions to the northern parts. Bulawayo is forecast to be cool in afternoon conditions. Gwanda, same conditions are expected. Sunny on Wednesday with cool morning conditions. Gweru, cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon, mostly sunny by the day. Masvingo should be clear in the morning, becoming partly cloudy as the day progresses throughout the forecast period. Mutare, the Eastern Highlands, we're expecting weather rainfall activity next week. Nyanga as well, rainfall activity for the first week of January 2026. Marondra should be cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon, with partly cloudy conditions during the afternoons. Harare as well, cool morning conditions and warm afternoons. Isolated showers cannot be ruled out for Kadoma, though cool at first, becoming warm by the afternoon. Now as we move on, Chinoe should be cool at first, becoming warm by the afternoon, with some rainfall activity expected during the first week of January as well. Victoria Falls, mild at first, becoming warm by the afternoon under partly cloud conditions. Lupani, mostly sunny Wednesday, getting cloudy Thursday onwards. Bindura, cool in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Chances of isolated showers are expected as well. Kariba should be mild in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon, with cloudy conditions for much of the day. That's all with the news today. Good night.
That weather report concludes this evening's main news. Thank you for watching. I am Monalisa Due.
And my name is Malvin Matawa. Susan Masona was on sign language, not forgetting Arthur Evans from our Montrose studios, as well as the entire crew behind the scenes. Have a good night.